Welcome back to Royal Chronicles, the channel where the crown meets culture, and royalty gets real. If you're new here, hit that subscribe button and ring that notification bell, because we cover the stories that make the monarchy more fascinating than any Netflix drama. And trust me, today's story. It delivers. Imagine this, one of Hollywood's most magnetic stars, a man who's played a crime lord, a superhero, and a spy, standing side by side with the King and Queen of England. Not on a movie set. Not at a red carpet premiere. But at the very school where his dreams first took shape. The same hallways where a young boy from East London dared to believe he could become somebody. What happens when royalty walks through those doors? What did King Charles and Queen Camilla actually say to Idris Elba, and what did he say back? And why is this meeting being called one of the most meaningful royal engagements in recent memory? Stay with me, because by the end of this video, you're going to see the British royal family, and Idris Elba, in a whole new light. Let's paint the picture. The National Youth Theatre in London, an institution that has shaped some of Britain's greatest performers, became the stage for a royal visit unlike any other. King Charles III and Queen Camilla arrived not simply as figureheads performing a ceremonial duty, but as genuine champions of the arts, stepping into a world they clearly hold close to their hearts. And waiting to welcome them. None other than Idris Elba, actor, producer, DJ, and now, proud ambassador of the very place that helped forge him. This wasn't a chance meeting. This was deliberate, purposeful, and honestly, it was electric. The National Youth Theatre holds a special place in Idris Elba's story. He trained there as a teenager, honing the raw talent that would eventually take him from East London to Hollywood's biggest stages. Stringer Bell in The Wire. DCI John Luther. Heimdall in Thor. Elba's journey reads like a masterclass in grit, talent, and believing in yourself when the world hasn't caught up yet. And now, decades later, he was standing in that very space, alongside the King and Queen of England. Now here's where it gets really interesting. This wasn't your typical royal walkabout where the monarchs smile, nod, and move on in 30 seconds. King Charles and Queen Camilla engaged. They sat with young performers. They watched rehearsals. They listened, genuinely listened, to the hopes, anxieties, and dreams of teenagers who are just beginning their journeys in the arts. King Charles, who has long been a passionate advocate for the creative industries, was visibly moved by the talent on display. This is a man who has championed arts education for decades, long before he ever wore the crown. So walking into the National Youth Theatre wasn't a duty, it was, in many ways, a homecoming of values. Queen Camilla, equally engaged, brought her trademark warmth to every interaction. She has a gift for making people feel seen, and the young students responded to that immediately. But it was the presence of Idris Elba that truly amplified the moment. Because here was living proof, breathing, laughing, standing right there, that the journey from a youth theatre in London to global icon is not just possible. It's real. Elba, never one to shy away from authenticity, spoke with the kind of honesty that only someone who has truly earned their stripes can deliver. He talked about what the National Youth Theatre meant to him, not in a polished, PR-approved way, but in that raw, direct way of his that makes you feel like he's talking specifically to you. He told the young students that talent is just the beginning, that the walls of self-doubt are real, that the world will sometimes tell you that people who look like you, sound like you, or come from where you come from don't belong in certain rooms. And then he told them to walk in anyway. With the King and Queen standing nearby, that message landed with extraordinary weight. Because here was a room where a boy from Hackney and the heir to the British throne were united in a single, clear message to the next generation: the arts matter. You matter. Now, some of you might be watching this thinking, okay, a royal visit, a celebrity cameo, nice photos. But I want you to look deeper. King Charles's reign has been quietly but consistently focused on bridging gaps between the monarchy and modern Britain, between tradition and relevance. And in choosing to walk through the doors of the National Youth Theatre alongside Idris Elba, the palace sent a message that was unmistakable. This is a monarchy that sees all of Britain. Not just the castles and the countryside, but the council estates and the corner stages. The kids who can't afford drama school but show up every Saturday because they feel most alive when they perform. Queen Camilla's presence reinforced that. Her support for literacy and the arts has been one of the most consistent threads of her public role, And here, she was in her element, surrounded by stories waiting to be told. And Idris Elba, he gave those stories a face, a future, a fight song. Moments like this don't happen by accident. They happen when the right people, with the right intentions, show up in the right place at the right time. King Charles and Queen Camilla walking through the halls of Idris Elba's alma mater wasn't just a royal engagement. It was a statement, a declaration that Britain's cultural future is worth investing in, and that the journey from dreaming to doing is one worth celebrating at every level, even the very highest. If this story moved you the way it moved me, share this video. Let's get this out there. And if you haven't already, subscribe to Royal Chronicles for more stories where royalty, culture, and real human moments collide. Until next time, keep watching, keep wondering, and remember, every crown has a story. We're just here to tell it.